Alrighty, so this is the post session for Storm King's Thunder. They just got done with a side quest arc in the city of Yartar, and there was some collateral damage. There was some clever spellcasting that did result in maybe the dramatic destruction of the sewer system of Yartar, which caused some of the city to sort of collapse in on itself. A lot of collateral damage, a lot of, civilian casualties and injuries. The party did return to speak with the River Baroness who had hired them and explained to her that maybe they had something to do with it, but maybe not, even though they reeked of the sewers and then told her they were in the sewers. And yeah. So basically, they inadvertently, or maybe guilty conscience had them do it, they confessed to causing the damage to the sewers. Now, they had been hired to figure out who was killing off a bunch of nobles, and they found out who was doing that, and they eliminated that threat. Of course, in the process, they destroyed a chunk of the city. Now, as a DM, you're always striving for story and fun and a little bit of realism, right? Because you want to make the game immersive, you want to make the game real. All right. So here's the thing. If we arrested the players every time they broke the law, like, we would never have any Dungeons and Dragons to play. In the same way that if they ever held superheroes accountable for anything they did, we wouldn't really get a lot of superhero stories told. The Amazon series show The Boys is a perfect example of like a corporate superhero type situation where these superheroes cause all this collateral damage and screw everything up, and the little guy gets pooped on because of the greater good, capital G, greater good. Honestly, I mean, you kind of have to go that way. You can't be throwing them in jail every other week, Now, there's a difference between accidentally destroying a district of a city and being a bunch of murder hobos. It's not like these guys went on a killing spree and deliberately wiped out all these people. This was just, something that happened. And as the DM, it was something that I essentially made happen, right? I could have just been like, hey, you're backing up all the water magically in these pipes and sewers and all that, and there's no collateral damage whatsoever, everything's fine. But it was more exciting to have everything kind of cave in and have them get washed away down into the Underdark and all that jazz. So that's what we did. And I take a certain amount of ownership over that, obviously. So I'm not going to turn around and be like, hey, gotcha, you're under arrest because you did this thing. Because all they were doing was trying their best to be heroes. And they wield amazing powers, and sometimes those powers have collateral damage. Sometimes your adventurer casts a fireball, and it sets, the forest on fire, or half the town on fire. There is a difference between well-meaning efforts that result in collateral damage and being a murder hobo. So how did the Baroness take all this? Well, the Baroness had agreed to meet with them at her home. She's got these powerful adventurers in her home. She's meeting with them. She's got guards nearby, but let's be honest, she doesn't want to risk her life and her guards' lives dealing with these adventurers. So she simply says, great, I will give you the payment we agreed upon. There will be no bonus paid out, and I never want to see you in the city of Yartar ever again. Now, this is cool because eventually they, spoiler, will have to come back to Yartar for something. So that's going to add some drama later on when they have to return to the city that they've been banished from. But no getting arrested, no guards attacking, no putting them in a position, fight or flight, backs against the wall, where they feel like they have to kill the leader of this town, right? You just say, hey, mistakes were made. You did what I asked you to do. I took the risk when I hired adventurers in the first place. Get out of here. I don't want to see you again. And that's how we handled it. So definitely encourage you to be flexible, to remember that Dungeons and Dragons characters, especially 5th level and beyond, they're basically the superheroes of the world. People need to understand that they have strong / incredible powers, spells, and abilities that are dangerous to utilize. You want the results? Well, sometimes that's going to come with some collateral damage. Definitely don't think that you can justify trying to lock these people up. They are dangerous vigilantes, crazed mercenaries, dressed up as heroes. So just understand that and have your NPCs understand that, and hopefully you don't have to arrest too many player characters. Now, if you do, there are some really great maps available. I think Afternoon Maps just released a beautiful prison map, but there's a lot of different prison maps. So depending on how murder hobo your group is, you might want to start collecting some good prison maps for them to break out of. Anyways, that's all I got for this video. It was a good session. A lot of role-playing. Set them up for the next arc of the adventure, which is pursuing a giant lord. So we'll see how that goes on Friday. All right, I'll catch you in the next video.